The WWE King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view is officially over. Let's talk about it. Overall, it was a great show. We had 5 matches, 6 if you include the pre-show, and it seemed to move really well. The matches were solid. We saw some big things that could lead to storyline developments down the road. There was a lot of good, but there were some things I was upset about. Let's get into it. On the pre-show, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, the women's tag team champions, defeated Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. This match was super random. I think this was just to showcase another women's match, which obviously is great in pushing boundaries in Saudi Arabia, and it was a great match. It was short and sweet, nothing really to take away from it. This was just to showcase the chemistry and the power of Jade and Bianca, but not really any storyline changes there, and they just seem to be another dominant tag team. Actually, the dominant tag team, the most dominant tag team we've seen in a while from the women. Bianca and Jade also did a really dope tag team finish, which I do like because I feel like we don't have much of those in the WWE anymore. I really enjoyed it. GG's on the match. Now, the first match on pay-per-view was Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch to win the Women's World Championship. It was a solid match. A lot of submissions, a lot of reversals, a lot of counters, a lot of solid spots. Nothing crazy, to be honest, but the crowd was into it. And obviously, a crazy thing at the end, Dirty Dominic Mysterio comes in, quote unquote, tries to hand a chair to Becky Lynch, which is then used to DDT Becky Lynch and pretty much end her title reign and cost her the match. Now, he seemed very upset about this. He seemed very not okay with it, and if you guys saw on the pre-show, there was a little promo backstage where he walked up to Liv and said, I came all the way out here to make sure that you don't take mommy's title. Well, that didn't really work out, but what's weird about all that, he obviously is acting like he's mad about this, and he said that thing on the pre-show and all that. Liv Morgan posted a picture of her with the championship after the match, and he liked the picture on Instagram. Now, I don't know if Instagram is kayfabe, I don't know if that's going to be tied in with the WWE universe, but that's kind of interesting. Why is Dominic Mysterio happy that Liv Morgan won the championship? Why is he liking her photo? That's got to be a problem. Also, Liv and Dominic Mysterio were seen in the back together a few weeks ago, and Liv was recently seen with Finn Balor a few weeks ago, so something fishy is going on. In my eyes, I think Liv and Dominic got a thing going, and we're going to find out a lot about it because this is a perfect setup to get Rhea Ripley involved when she does return from injury, I believe within the next month or so. She's advertised for a lot of stuff around the time of SummerSlam, so odds are she's going to be back around then. Her and Liv are going to have a great storyline, a great feud, and a great match, probably going down to SummerSlam. Great for Liv, though. She deserves the title. It looks great on her. I don't know what's next for Becky. I know her WWE's contract is expiring kind of soon here, so not sure if that has anything tied to this, but that is something I guess to keep an eye on. But I'm happy Liv's got it. I'm excited to see where her storyline goes with the Judgment Day. Next up, the Intercontinental Championship triple threat with Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, and Bronson Reed. Let me say this right now, triple threat matches nowadays are bangers, bro. This was such a good triple threat match. We had a double ankle lock, a double German suplex, I think a double Samoan drop if I remember correctly, and some great spots showcasing everyone's talents, man. Sami Zayn looked great, Bronson Reed looked awesome, Chad Gable looked great, Otis played an interesting part. We obviously saw him attack Chad Gable on accident, quote unquote. He was holding up Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn gets out the way, Otis takes his head off, and Chad Gable wasn't very happy about that because Sami Zayn went on to pin Bronson Reed in the ring and end the match. So Sami Zayn wins. I like that. I do want Chad Gable to take that belt off of his hands at some point and have an incredible run, but I'm loving the heel Chad Gable. The "you suck" chants from the crowd are coming in hot, man, and the storyline's being built so well for Chad. Remember, he's been seen in the back with the Creed brothers, so that's gonna go down at some point, and he's obviously gonna break up the Alpha Academy, which is interesting. I don't know what the heck that means for Otis or Maxine or Tozawa. You know, they had a great run, but this seems like the end of that. I do think we're going to be getting a Chad Gable-Otis match in the coming weeks, though. That seems like that's got to happen. So very excited for that storyline moving forward. As far as Sami Zayn goes, I don't know who else should be challenging for the Intercontinental Championship because there's not a ton of options on Raw. But who knows? I know Chad's definitely next in line. But anyways, a great triple threat match. Definitely one to go back and rewatch. Very nice. Then we had Nia Jax and Lyra Valkyria for the Queen of the Ring. I didn't know what to expect for this match because they're trying to build Lyra up really quickly with the loss of Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair not being around. They need another women star, a superstar for the women, and they're trying to make Lyra Valkyria that. I do like her gimmick. I think her entrance is awesome. I think she has a great moveset and she could do some really cool things. Had no prediction for this match. I guess Nia was gonna win at the end, but the way that Nia won was so cool. cool. You had Lyra trying to get a powerbomb off the top rope, and Nia went, nah, 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 nah. Boom, slammed her down, squashed her, literally, and beat her. And that was awesome. Nia Jax as the queen, I think, is great. She's going to challenge for whoever is the women's champion on SmackDown at SummerSlam. I don't know who that's going to be. I don't know what storyline even makes sense there. Maybe Jade or Bianca by that time. I'm not sure. Either way, I think her winning is awesome. I would love, I'm a sucker, I know, but I would love for Nia to have some ties with the Bloodline story at some point, because she, in fact, is a part of the Bloodline family tree. And if she can tie that in and bring some royalty to the Bloodline right now, I know it might not make a lot of sense. She's obviously not going to be a part of the feuds with the guys, but you do have Naomi, who's also a part of the Bloodline family tree. They're both on SmackDown. There's a lot that could happen there, and I kind of want that to happen sooner than later, because that would be awesome. Up to this point, solid pay-per-view. And now we get to Gunther versus Randy Orton for the King of the Ring. Now, this is a dream match. I can't believe we got it. I can't believe it happened, and it was awesome. I mean, throughout the match, the storyline of Randy's injury and how good and methodical and smart Randy Orton is, but also can't forget that Gunther is super great, methodical, smart, and it was just a banger of a match. A lot of cool spots, and early RKO, early finishers, which was cool. No interference, which was such a relief, because this was such a good match that I didn't want anything to go wrong until it did. As you guys might know, the match ended on a roll-up for the win, and I hated it. I don't like roll-ups on pay-per-views. That's just not... doesn't make sense to me unless it's like a really unique roll-up. In this case, I don't really think it was. He rolled up Randy and Randy's leg was hurting, so kind of caught him by surprise, but it was a bad roll-up. And obviously, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Randy Orton's shoulders were not down. He was not down. That should not have been the end of that match. Gunther should not be, well, I'll take that back. Gunther probably was going to be the King of the Ring. I wanted Randy to win more than anything, but obviously had a feeling, kind of knew Gunther was going to win. I just didn't like the way it happened. I would have rather him really give Randy the biz and make it like a great classic match, but Gunther winning on a roll-up is stupid. I was visibly upset. I have not been that upset at a WWE decision in a very long time. Honestly, this might be one of my least favorite moments of the Paul Levesque era. Totally fine though, because Triple H himself, Paul Levesque, came out afterwards and said that he didn't like how that went down, and he knows that Gunther doesn't like how that went down, because that shouldn't have been a pin. Randy's shoulders were up, so it sounds like Randy Orton and Gunther are going to run it back. I don't think the King of the Ring is on the line. I don't think the title for that is on the line, but I think they're going to have another match, and I think that's awesome. And also a guy like Randy, as much as I wanted him to, he doesn't need the King of the Ring. He'll be fine. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Either way, even if he lost half of his achievements, he's still a first ballot Hall of Famer, and he could just get a title shot. So him winning wasn't really that important. I will say though, I don't know who Gunther's going to end up facing for the championship at SummerSlam. Potentially Brock Lesnar. If he's champion by then, that would be awesome. I'd be super down for that, because a lot of the feuds right now don't need a championship involved. If Damian Priest loses the title, he can go up against Finn Balor without the belt, and like maybe Finn costed him in the first place or whatever, and they can go at it like Fiend, Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, no title involved. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, arguably the best feud going right now, does not need a title involved. Seth Rollins might be back around this time. Him being world champion versus Gunther kind of would be a banger. I guess I'm not mad at that, but we'll see. We have no idea. He's not even here yet. He won't be back for weeks, months. Randy Orton winning this kind of made a lot more sense in a lot of ways, because I think Gunther could have got to SummerSlam and got a championship opportunity just by winning and winning and winning. Either way, again, I didn't like the way the match ended. Happy for Gunther, and I would definitely like some redemption for Mr. Orton. And then finally, Cody Rhodes took on Logan Paul for the undisputed WWE Championship. And that match was a banger. Let's just be real, man. I don't want to hear any Logan Paul hate. The guy, honestly, hot take, is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. I don't care how much experience he does not have. If you watch him wrestle with an eye test, you're like, this guy is one of the top dogs. This guy has to be one of the best. He's amazing. His ring work, his emotion, his timing, his athleticism. Logan Paul is very good. I don't understand why people are so quick to deny that or quick to discredit him. Logan Paul is incredible, and he shows it against the... Bro, you don't just give Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, the WWE's biggest superstars. You gotta earn that. He's earned that. He does amazing. The match was awesome. Super fun moments. The bickering with Michael Cole I thought was great. That little argument that they had. The brass knuckles spot. Obviously, the aerial view of that frog splash on the announcer table was great. And overall, man, just a solid match. And I'm very happy that it happened. We all knew Cody was going to win. Like, there was zero chance Cody was going to lose that. So coming into it, I wasn't that excited. But after watching it, I was happy I got to see that because Logan Paul's a beast. And obviously, Cody was Cody. Did great things, had a great match. Very solid title defense for Cody Rhodes, and a solid match to end the pay-per-view. I honestly have no complaints for that. I'm cool with it. I just don't know what's next for Cody. That's got to be Randy, but that's still 2-3 months away. I don't know. Speaking of not knowing stuff, what is going to happen with Uncle Howdy? Are we going to get that? Because we kind of all thought that was just going to happen, like, for sure at this pay-per-view. They've been dragging it out a little bit too long. I don't know how interested I am anymore. I mean, it's going to be cool, and it's going to be awesome. It's been a long time. The QR codes, I'm not going to... At first, I was like, oh, dude, this is crazy. And there's been like 50 of them. I'm not going to check them anymore. I'll just wait to see what they say on Twitter. Uncle Howdy's got to come back soon, or ASAP. Something this cool and this built up has got to pay off. I am very excited for it. I just don't know when that's going to happen, and it needs to happen soon before I stop caring about it, because I'm sure a lot of you guys feel the same way. I don't know. Either way, a great pay-per-view overall. I'm happy with how it went. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about my takes. What decisions were you not okay with, not happy with? What would you have liked to see? Let me know in the comments. Overall, that was super fun. GG's King and Queen of the Ring.